the defense, and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I should expose this to this other person. But in actuality, they need to prove themselves to you that they can handle your truth and you being. Yeah, because this is who you are. Exactly. So if they can't handle that, then that shows their character. So you need to actually flip your perspective.
That you don't want to choose them.
Right. You don't want to choose somebody who can't accept
you for who you are. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be, and welcome to It's So Real
with your boy Oso
and your girl Rocqi.
What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the show.
Yes, thank you for sticking with us. I know we've been missing a couple weeks here and there, but vaccines. So
word. So we're both officially fully vaccinated.
Hey.
Yeah. Whatever that means to you, listener out there, however you feel about it. But
I'm gonna be out here
we out here.
Speaking of me being out here, I will be going back to Maryland in June to see my family. I'm so excited. It'll be my nephew's high school graduation. Yes.
Congratulations to him.
That being said, we may not be doing some weeks in June as far as the podcast is concerned, but we will still be uploading videos on our YouTube channel, so make sure you check that out and subscribe.
Please do. Get the numbers up.
Yes. And remember, I started my Becoming a Feminine Woman series on my personal YouTube channel, LifeIsRocqi. So please subscribe and click that notification bell so you know when I premiere new content in that series. All right. Without further ado, as MTR says.
Without further ado.
All right. Let's get to today's show. Today's show is Ugly Truth and Beautiful Lies.
Okay.
All right. So this show was inspired by a question from our audience.
Yes. Does this person want to be identified?
I said it would be anonymous.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. And yes, please reach out to us if you have questions. We're definitely open. Remember, we're two therapists.
Right.
You know.
This is a prime opportunity to ask us stuff. But if you don't, it's up to you. But we're about to show you why you probably should.
And also why sometimes a video response is needed and not just a written response. Like sometimes you gotta break shit down,
right.
you know?
And we love doing video responses. Especially for me, I would always choose that over typing in the comments.
Yes, definitely for us. I'm a writer. But even sometimes it's just. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so I'm just gonna read the whole thing. Hey, thanks for the videos. I don't have many people to talk to about this. I'm curious you all's opinion. I'm a man and been with a new and fantastic woman for a few weeks. Would you come out now and hope she's cool, or wait until it gets serious so if it does bother her, she already likes, hopefully, me for me? I'm going to tell her. I don't think it's fair or honest to just not. So this was in regards to one of our bisexual content videos. So just to reiterate, this man seems to be bisexual or queer identified,
right.
And he's with a woman, and he's wondering when he should come out, whether it's sooner or later, hoping that she likes him for him.
Right.
All right, so let's flip that coin in our extended two sides of the same coin episode.
Okay, let's do it.
And then we'll see who answers first. Did you call it?
Nah. I just flipped it. I don't know why I thought you called it.
Heads.
Heads. Damn.
Hey!
Now I want you to go first this time. I want to answer this.
All right, go ahead. Mr. Couples Therapist.
Oh, for real? All right, let's do it.
I will remind you that I'm the bisexual one of the It's a Real podcast.
I know.
But I'm curious as to your thoughts.
Yeah, I was going to let you go. I mean, you won, and you have the perspective that would probably be more relevant to him than me.
I'm also a woman, so.
Yeah, you're also a woman, so that's why I was going. I only said that in jest, so go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, ladies first.
Okay. Tell her now. All right, let me break it down.
I wanted to break down. I think we got the same answer, but I want to hear her break down.
Okay. So one, did you see Love is Blind on Netflix when the guy was bisexual and didn't say anything to the woman until after they were engaged?
Yo.
And she was pissed.
I didn't see that, but I saw them clips.
I saw And, you know, there was a lot of controversy around that because obviously it's like biphobia, homophobia, black bisexual men, and it's you already know in the community it's an issue, right?
Yeah.
So what I got from her was, she was like, how are we getting, I mean, I know you're not about to get engaged to this girl, but bear with me. She was like, I got engaged with you because I thought I knew you, but you were hiding a part of you to me. So like, what else are you hiding about yourself? And if you don't feel comfortable being yourself with me up front, why should I feel comfortable with you? How is this going to be a good relationship, a good marriage, if you don't feel comfortable coming to me? So that, I think, was her point. And to your situation, again, thank you for reaching out, but to your situation, like, yes, if this is you, show her who you are. There's no shame. There's no hiding it. This is who you are, and she either accepts it or she doesn't.
Right.
And if you wait, she's going to feel like you lied to her or you omitted information that is needed to know in order to know who you are. And if you are waiting, then there's seemingly some shame there as far as not being accepted. As far as what is your reason to wait? If she likes you, then you being in the LGBTQ plus community is a part of you. So be upfront with it. And personally for me, I'm just at the door. Like, first date, even before I accepted myself, like when I still identified as a gay rights ally or gay rights advocate, I think was the term back then. But an ally today terms. Even then, first date, I was asking them how they felt about the LGBTQ plus community, because if I have kids, like we're not bringing that discrimination up in my household. So I need to know on the first date how you feel. Now, unconsciously, that was because I'm bisexual and I needed to know where they stood. You know,
but coming out,
right? But I do. Shut up. I do see that there is a difference as far as the treatment of black bisexual men versus black bisexual women. I do get that. And again, I think that's why it's better to tell her sooner rather than later. Because, yeah, you don't want it to be like you're hiding that information or you're ashamed of it or you can't be yourself with her. Like, be open and honest and upfront. All right, over to you.
Okay, so I agree with all of that. Basically, you do need to tell the truth and you need to let her know exactly what's going on for you when it comes to your sexuality, because that is a huge part of you. And for the more than any other reason, it shows a level of character about her. So I know it feels like you're on the defense and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I should expose this to this other person, but in actuality, they need to prove themselves to you that they can handle your truth.
Good
and you
point,
being
baby.
Yeah, because this is who you are. Exactly. So if they can't handle that, then that shows their character. So you need to actually flip your perspective.
That you don't want to choose them.
Right. You don't want to choose somebody who can't accept
you for who you are.
Right. Because that shows that their character is a little bit off and that y'all aren't aligned on certain things. And one of them being your sexuality, which is huge, you know.
Even if you're monogamous. Like, that's still something to accept about you. It's still part of you.
Right. So that's the thing that I would say. Like, I agree with everything else you said. I'll just add on that little piece at the end where it's like flipping your perspective, because someone who can't accept you and your sexuality, who you're dating and you already are vibing with, that just shows that there's a flaw in their character or a growth area where they need to do some work. And if they're not willing to do that, then hey, if they are, and it's a process and you feel like it's worth going through that process, that's a whole other story. And we could do another video about that. If the follow-up happens, you tell them and they actually are that way. But if you tell them and they aren't receptive and they aren't like, oh yeah, I can understand that, like we're still on the same page, I still vibe with you, you still vibe with me, then that shows something about their character. And you have to just be like, yo, that's not for me.
You could also point her in the direction of our Bi Pride episode, as well as How to Date a Bisexual Woman, even though that doesn't really apply to men. Let's see, LGBTQ plus and ally, homosexuality, No, it wasn't that. It was Hypermasculinity and Homophobia, part 1 and part 2. All our black and queer episodes, basically. Pointer in that direction.
Right. Because we went over a lot of things where we discuss.
And I'll put that link in the description box below.
But yeah, that's my advice. I hope it helps. I hope it works out. Too. But yes, bottom line, be honest, because you can't lose in that situation. You either find out that you're with somebody who's not compatible with you, which means you aren't wasting your time, which is actually a good thing.
Yes.
Or you find out that you're with somebody who accepts you and loves you, or could potentially love you. I don't want to throw that pressure on y'all vibing. I don't know what stage of the relationship you are in. Use the L word. But you know, I don't know how it is. But somebody who potentially at least accepts you for who you are at this stage of your relationship and your connection.
And if you want to know how to bring it up, I think you were actually, we were doing a role play and you were talking about how to bring it up.
Oh man.
Do you remember that?
I do not. But do we have the footage of it?
No, we were just talking.
We were just talking? Yeah. Okay.
But while you think of that, I would also say, like, if you don't want to just straight up come out and you want to test the waters, next month is Pride Month. Great month to be like,
true.
Hey, curious as to your thoughts. I see this going on. What do you think about this? Just to test the waters and see where she is outside of y'all. Just, you know, how she thinks about the community, how she thinks about queer men, things like that.
Yeah. But yeah, bottom line, tell the truth, live your truth.
Yes.
It's worth you being honest, not only to her, but to yourself.
Yes.
And living that, like, out loud and proud.
Out proud, baby.
You know, it's better that way.
But yeah, I think when we were talking about this, you were like, using your charisma.
I don't know, man. I just be coming up with stuff, so I'm not even sure. Like, what the
it doesn't have to be like you going back. You could refresh it. So how would you tell a woman that you're a bisexual man?
Okay, so I'm bisexual. All right, hold on. Let me get into
character.
I don't know what the character is, because I think I would still be the same dude. Yes. But let me get into that space. All right.
See.
Well, I'm up front as a motherfucker, so shit. We're already vibing. I'm gonna say, like, listen, we need to talk. I feel like we're at a stage in our relationship where I want us to be completely honest, because I want us to go further in our connection. So in order for me to do that, I need to be honest about one specific thing that I'm not sure how you'll feel about it. But depending on your response, I'll know how far this connection will go. I know that's a lot of pressure, but I just want to let you know that I feel very connected to you. There's no hard feelings, if it is, whatever it is. But I just wanted to let you know that I am enjoying your company up until this point. But I do need to tell you this thing, and yeah, your response will, you know, we'll work it out from there. So what I want to tell you is that I'm very much attracted to you. I'm attracted to women so much. So much. This is a straight part of me coming out. A little too much. All right.
But, he's like, I'm straight all the way.
Right. It came out a little too much, y'all. Sorry. Back in character. All right. But I'm also attracted to men. Dun, dun, dun.
Don't do the dun-duns.
Yeah, don't do that. That's just me, you know.
Being a goofy.
Yes.
Why I love him.
So painting a picture for, you know what I mean? Painting a picture for the people. Right? I'm working on my storytelling. So that's how I would go about telling her. Now, if she reacts, I'll go through the situations. Like, let's say she reacts, oh wow, like I didn't expect that, but I don't have a problem with that. Can we talk more about it? Like, do you feel the need to have sex with men right now?
Yeah,
and then you can talk about that.
A lot of bisexual people like are thought to not be monogamous, and even though I am polyamorous, a lot of bisexual people are monogamous. So just if you're like in the ethical non-monogamy community, talk about that too. Time to bring it up. But if you are monogamous, then yeah, you can just like, yeah, no, it's, you know, about the person I'm with. Yeah. So but
the other scenario, if she says, what? well, you already know what's coming. I'm not gonna say it, but you know what's coming.
Yeah, it's the bi part gets totally taken out, and it's suddenly
What?
gay.
You got?
Yeah. Then you know what choice you need to make for yourself, and that you don't need her. Because who has time? I sure as hell don't. Nah.
That's my impersonation of somebody who's very ignorant. And
I mean, that's also why, like, I don't really seek out lesbian women, because they have such biphobic views of bi women. So yeah, you need somebody who accepts you for you, and don't change for nobody. Be yourself.
That's a little too deep in the community. I'm in shallow waters. I dip my toe. I don't know nothing about that.
We talked about it on our Bi Pride episode, so check that out. But all right, are we done with the question?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully this helps you out,
Yes.
man. Thank you so much for commenting,
Yes.
for trusting us, and even asking the question. And I really wish you the best of luck. And
Hopefully it goes well.
hopefully it goes well, man. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it will no matter what, because you will be true to yourself.
Right. Like we talked about. So we'll be good.
But that being said, you inspired a whole episode. So,
Alright, so we're about to get the rest of this episode. Thank you so much.
Alright, ugly truth and beautiful lies. Hey, it's the Real Family. It's your girl Rocqi.
And your boy Elsa.
And thanks for being here. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell.
Right, because subscribing and hitting that notification bell does two very important things. One, it gives you notification on our new content and make sure that you're up to date on everything that we put out every week.
Every week.
You know, every week.
Every week.
And then number two, it helps your boy and your girl out with some money. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it honest.
It's so real, baby.
But in all seriousness, this is just like the video portion, the YouTube portion of our content. We are It's So Real podcast. So we have all these episodes just waiting for y'all on how many platforms?
11 different streaming platforms.
11.
So it's up to you to choose.
Yeah, there's no excuses. We on everything. So whatever platform you're most comfortable listening to stuff, your content on, we're right there for you. So look us up. It's So Real podcast.
And our link tree is available on our YouTube channel. Go over there, find the platform that works best for you, subscribe to our podcast, and hear the full thing, because we have a lot more to say than what shows up on our YouTube channel.
Exactly. With that being said, check out the rest of our videos while you're here.
You know? And be sure to subscribe.
All right, y'all. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
And love.
Always.